and welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to show you how to lift and store dahlias over winter. I have my dahlia growing here, but as we head into the winter it's not really going to perform much longer, so I'm not going to wait until the first frost. I'm going to dig this out now and store the tubers away. I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. It's a very simple process, it doesn't take long, and you'll have more dahlias next year. Let's go down there and I'll show you what to do. There are 3 steps in lifting and storing dahlia tubers, and I'm going to show you the first one now. Before lifting the tuber, what you want to do is identify the stems, and the first thing to do is simply cut them away about 6 inches away from the base, like so. Step 2 for this is to lift the tuber using a fork. Now you've got to be careful that you don't pierce the tuber. Gently lower the fork in away from the tuber and loosen the soil, like so. Once your tuber becomes loose, get your fork and give it a good shake. What you're doing is you're getting rid of all the excess soil around it, which you will need to get rid of eventually, so give it a good shake now. Once you've loosened the dahlia tuber from the soil, all you want to do now is gently lift it. It might be quite heavy because you still got soil on it, but you can see this has come away nicely, and this is exactly what we're looking for. You can't see the tubers yet because, as I say, you still have soil on there, but it's very nice, it's firm, it's strong, and it's come away nicely from the ground. Let's move on to the next step. The next step in this process is to wash away all the excess soil. So what you're going to need is, I'm just using a container here. You don't need to do this, you can do it on the ground if you like, but I do warn you, the ground will get dirty. So put it in a container like this, and you want to wash away all this excess soil. Now this is important because what you don't want is damp soil on your tubers throughout the winter, because that will just rot the tuber away. So let's go ahead and clean this out. I'm going to be using just a standard garden hose. Once you've thoroughly washed out your tuber, this is what it should look like. You can see that is a beautiful tuber which has actually doubled in size over summer. But you can see there's no excess soil. Of course you're going to have a little bit, but that's fine. You want to get rid of most of it like this. This is a beautiful tuber. This is what it should look like, nice and clean. Let's move on to the next step. The next step is to get rid of all these excess roots, which are actually called rat's tails for obvious reasons. So just get rid of them, because they're not going to do the plant or the tuber any more favors now. They've done their job. So go ahead and tidy them up. Once you've cut away all the rat tails, it should look something like this. So that's nice and clean and tidy, ready to be stored away. Let's move on to the next step, which is probably one of the most important. Before we move on, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. The final step in this process is to store this away correctly. Now you can't just take this and leave it like this in a room or your garage or your shed. What you need to do is to take an empty pot like this, and you must store it upside down like this, and just place it on top of the pot. The reason for this is because all the water, the excess water, will drain away. What you want is this tuber to be nice and dry and firm. If you try to store it in any other way, there's a very high chance that the water will remain within the tuber and eventually rot it away. Keep this inside a dark place, so your garage or a shed or even a greenhouse is fine. Just make sure it's frost free over winter, and then from around March time next year you can start potting these back up again. By the way guys, I'm going to be making a video showing you how to divide this correctly and creating multiple plants just from this tuber. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you guys are notified when that video is released. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys soon.